a really good performance this evening to get it was a really crucial time to win those 3 points.
Yeah, and obviously I think if you look at the result, like winning 4-0 against our Hearts, who didn't concede any goals for 9 games, and us showing up and doing what we did, it shows the quality we have in the team. Very happy how we bounced back from the last result in our last game, and just highlighting the team effort and the quality we have in the squad makes me extra proud.
Yeah, just talking about the quality in the squad, you obviously had a couple of debuts, professional debuts at least, for Abby Harrison coming in. It was kind of evident that you could see their experience as soon as they came on the pitch. We also saw Abby linking up nicely with Matilda Carstens. Is that something that you were looking for in the recruitment to kind of maybe bring on some of the other players in terms of the way that they're playing?
Yeah, I think, Emma Westin playing first half, you could see how many times she took on her player, and she was behind, I think, 2 of the goals, if I'm not all off it. But she did a brilliant first half, and obviously this is something that we need to be careful with, because this is only her second week playing football. She's still in pre-season if you compare to where she comes from. So there's a lot of things more to build with Emma. When you talk about Abby, just like you said, that experience and that presence that she has is going to be very important for us coming forward. And obviously, like it's nice competition in all the positions, and that's something that I'm very happy about, because that will just bring the best out of every player. So hopefully we'll see them grow more into the team.
There was a slight change of formation again as well. Is that to do with the new players coming in and just putting the best players in the best positions as you see it?
This is going to be very, very fun, because I can play 4 now and I can play 3. And no team knows exactly how we're going to play. So having that as I think in Sweden we call S in the sleeve.
Ace in the
exactly.
Sleeve, yeah.
And that's something that I think maybe Hearts struggle in the beginning, because they probably thought that we were going to play with a 4, but now I can play 3 and a 4. So I'm very excited to see how we can surprise our opponents with how we're going to play.
And maybe Emma Lawton in that back 3 position. She's now the player that maybe can start creating stuff and moving the ball forward from that deep position.
Yeah, and you can see, like, I think with Emma, obviously she's a great, talented player, both offensively and defensively. And depending on how we want to see the game go, we can use her in different positions. You can see Celia doing an amazing game today. Very proud of how she can deal with different positions as well. But like I said, I think it's mostly because our principles doesn't change. It's more maybe the positioning, the formation that changes. And that's something that the players are doing really well of adapting now. So I'm very pleased with how they take on stuff and how they trust and believe in how I want to do things.
You mentioned it was maybe a game of 2 halves. 3 of the goals came in the first half, and maybe the quality wasn't as present in the second half. How do you sort of talk to the players and think about how, you're coming and talking to us about 2 excellent halves of football, maybe where we scored a few more goals in the second half?
I think it just comes to, obviously, I think the importance tonight was winning, scoring goals. I think we said it in the halftime as well, like the most important is to keep the 0 and then scoring more goals. What happened, I think, is just like we just need to make sure that we're on it, and by communicate with each other, make sure that we understand what to do, when to do. Maybe I should have done some subs a bit earlier just to bring more energy in, but that's something that you try to wait and see if something happens. But I mean, all the subs that I did tonight did really well when they came in. So I think we just need to, like I've said, like it's not good enough to just do one good half, because that's exactly what we did against Rangers in the second half. We were not on it. So we need to work on being consistent for 90 minutes.
And then a game on Wednesday, which takes us to having no more games in hand at this point. We'll be caught up in a potential to go to the top of the table.
Yeah, and that is going to be the goal. We're going to try to show up on Wednesday and score as many goals as we can and keep the 0. And we're in a great position now to try to get back to number 1. And that's exactly what we want to do. So, we've had a long season so far. We've played so many more games than our opponents, but this is the drive that we have within the team, and we want to keep pushing, and we want to keep performing, and we want to make sure that we defend our title.
We're getting close to the split, so after that, it does get a little bit more intense for all the teams. So do you think that the season we've had so far sets us in good stead for that period?
Yeah, 100%. I think the other teams are gonna experience what we have experienced, and that is gonna be intense. But I think what we've done so far, we've had a great schedule of how to deal with it, and that's something that we're really well prepared for. But until then, we're going to try to enjoy having a lot of trainings and make sure that we're taking game by game, because we can't control what's going to happen in the split. We just can focus on what we have in front of us, and what we have in front of us is very exciting games.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.